Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm Cyclone. Welcome to more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. Hope you're having a good weekend, wherever you are. And we are going to do the second of the Goblin line scenarios today. So we just did part number 1 last time. We got to Gospel Oak into a terminal platform. I did not realize it was the terminal platform we were going to because it was the only access from the barking area apparently for that station. So so if you're going to Gospel Oak, you know that you're ending your service there if you're coming from Barking. And from what I understand, I think we're going to be going in the other direction now. Yeah, between Gospel Oak and Barking. So we are heading right back to Barking in the other direction. We're just basically doing what we did in the first scenario in reverse. This is a part number 2, technically, but again, it is just basically just the opposite service, going slightly later. And look at the times they should line up. We started at 12:35, was about a 40-minute service. We sat there for a while, and now we're taking off 5 minutes later after we arrived, something like in that range there. So we're going to go ahead and get going on that service right now. Cruising the Goblin part number 2 in the other direction. Good afternoon, driver. Welcome back to the cab for the return journey. You will be in charge of the return eastbound service between Gospel Oak and Barking. Please let passengers board here when you're ready before departing. You mean they didn't board when we... Never mind. I'm not even going to ask anymore. Let's just go ahead and get the cab set up to go in the other direction. There we go. And we have a red signal right now, so I think another train is going to be coming along, most likely... Oh, I don't know, maybe not. That red signal might even be for... No, that red signal has to apply to us. It's the only signal we have, so we have not been given our clearance yet. I was right, there is a train coming along. And it's going to have to go left because it can't come into our track, obviously, so it's... The track to our immediate left is the track that it would use. Not like in North America where the train would be on the left. We would actually be finding that we would be allowed out in that circumstance. So since we have the passengers board, I'm just going to start moving forward. There's the green signal, so we're off. So he inadvertently moved it into full power a little early there. In a more advanced pro-level train, that would cause your train to stall, depending on the model. So we're now going at 15 miles per hour. We are on our way at this time. And let's see how this service goes for us today. Now up to 20 miles per hour. Reason being that we're on a junction moving to the left track, as you just may have noticed. So we're going to be heading into Upper Holloway, first stop on the return journey. And now we are at the 40 mile per hour speed limit. We have 55 coming up as well. If you remember from the trip out, this is a short-lived 55. It will go maybe 2 stations, and then it gets cut off, and we're down to 45 at the most for the rest of the journey. So let's see how the first stop goes. This may dictate the rest of the journey for us. Another line coming in there. I'm not 100% sure what that line is, actually. If we go back, you can see where we are. That's the line right there. So it's another connecting line, I think, from the North London line. It's a different connector. That must be for a speed limit change down to 30 miles per hour that we're getting warned. Actually, now that I think about it, that line might have been the Midland main line, the one to Bedford. That might be what I was just looking at coming in. That would make sense, actually. I'm going to see if I can figure that out because I'm curious now. I'm going to stop before this staircase, so full brakes. And doors are open here at Upper Holloway, platform number 2. Leaving Upper Holloway, our next stop is Crouch Hill. Just to go back to my little musing before we made that stop there, I want to show you very quickly on the map. That is the Midland Main Line, right there. This is the path that goes towards Crickwood Freight. And if we head down this direction, you can see there is St. Pancras. That is indeed the Midland Main Line that we had a connecting line from. I did not realize that was the exact location, so now we know. That's the Midland Main Line. I'm sure those are lines we'll use on freight services, most likely not on passenger services, but definitely on freight services if we see freight services on this line. There goes a big vehicle over that bridge. We're now under a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit, so we can't go too fast now. Again, there is going to be a periodic lag here. There are two possible ways that the game may lag for me here. It may lag mid-game, which will show, you'll be able to tell because the frame freezes and then it just resumes as if there was just a little pause button pressed. The other kind of lag, and we just had the first one, the other kind of lag is the one where it skips over entire frames. I don't see those, so there is a potential for a lot of lag in this video, unfortunately, because this is a very detailed route with a whole bunch of lines on it. So there's potential there could be some lag going on throughout this scenario and the previous one, which I've not yet checked and published yet. I'm coming in a little too fast here. I don't have time to back up, so we're just going to open the back doors and we're going to deal with it. So arrival at Crouch Hill, platform number 2. So you don't get the usual guard's buzzer because the front doors were not open. Leaving Crouch Hill, our next stop is Harringay Green Lanes. And there's the end of the abandoned part of the platform. We're still traveling at a 30-mile-per-hour speed limit. We have to watch our speed in this initial part of the journey. I believe that is a siding of some form over there. Or maybe that's the connection to another line going off. Now I'm thinking it's a connection instead. Yeah, it's lifting, so it must be a connection. What is it? I'm not 100% sure. That's not how I'm going to find out either. But if we look on the map, there's the connection to the station at Harringay, which is obviously a connecting line that we don't have any access to. I was almost caught speeding on that, so thankfully I caught my speed in time. It is a downhill segment here, so that's part of the reason for that. Not a heavy downhill, but enough. Our arrival time is in 45 seconds. Sorry, 35 seconds. Trying to get our speed down as low as 20 before I hit the brakes as I enter the station. I am down to 20. Looks like there's garbage on the rail line there. Slightly behind on by a few seconds there, but we'll deal with that. Arrival at Harringay, Green Lanes, platform number 2. Leaving Harringay Green Lanes. Our next stop is South Tottenham. We remain at a speed limit of 30 miles per hour. You can see we are going to get a little relief after a brief 20 up ahead, which is where we enter the next station. So we have to be down 20. Ooh, that's a little brown leg there. We have to be down 20 before that next station. So I think we're going to be taking on a slight downhill here. It's not really registering as part of our speed right now, but I'm not going to go straight up to 30 because I do see that downhill coming up. There is a little bit of an uphill after it to get into the 20 zone as well. So I'm going to maintain just under 30 for right now. Getting a warning for the speed drop to 20 miles per hour. So I guess I have to start slowing down now. Let's just do that. The uphill is taking effect on my train here, so I'm going to have to manually pull the speed down right now so the uphill doesn't, you know, win the day over the speed limit. Or the downhill, rather. Now we're on that downhill, so we should be okay now for our speed. Down to 20 miles per hour as prescribed. There's another joining line coming into South Tottenham. More garbage on the line. And I'm going to overshoot this platform too. Awesome. Difference is I'm going to take the second to back up here. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to take the second to back up. If it will let me, I might have to live. That'll do. Even if the doors don't open, that'll do. Arrival at South Tottenham, platform number 2. You may have noticed I was about to leave in reverse. That would have been a bad idea. And you may have also noticed when I put the train into reverse, the rear lights came on the front automatically. So when I changed it back into forward, everything was fine again. So leaving South Tottenham, we're passing a service. And we just entered a 40-mile-per-hour section, so we can actually speed up now on our way to Blackhorse Road. There's another 20 further ahead, so this is the stretch of track where we have to actually take advantage of the speed we can get. And then take it down right away again. This can be critical to a timetable to get the speed up a little bit, and then be able to drop it back down efficiently. So I'm up to 35, which will do for my purpose in this train. I don't trust the brakes fully. My goal right now is to not speed. I don't think I'm going to need level 2 brake. I'm okay with this. Very good. I am down in time. We're on a 1 in 73 gradient, so I'm going to keep the brake applied for a moment so I don't speed in here. You can notice the speed is indeed picking up with the no throttle applied or no brake applied as well. This section is what I like to call the run killer. There's all those, you know, working backhoes again. 2 of them are working this time. There you go. We can speed up, by the way, so let's do that. Look at the lovely water feature off to the right. This is nice. I like seeing this. I don't know why I like water, but I like water. It keeps you hydrated. Why not, right? We are way slow on this stop. I'm going to blame me backing up on the previous stop. So let's get this one stopped as quickly as I can. More garbage on the tracks. What's with all the garbage? Maybe those actually are something. I don't know what they are, but it looks like garbage. Anyway, arrival at Blackhorse Road, platform number 2. Leaving Blackhorse Road, our next stop is Walthamstow, Queens Road. We saw that poster out the window advertising the treble. There you go. If you're hungry, you're welcome. Not sure that price applies anymore. We are due in 1 minute, which is going to be challenging because we're only at about 30 miles per hour and we're more than half a mile away. So, yeah. This timetable, and it may be of my own volition because of backing up there, this timetable looks like it's a little bit more challenging to make than the previous one. But at least the 41 is at the start of a minute, so we have a little bit of extra wiggle room with a few seconds here. That is good. If I see a 45, I'm in trouble. Okay, we're going to go to a 2 brake. And a 3 brake. I came braking a little too quickly there, apparently. I'm going to stop right here so I can get the doors open, then get on our way. Arrival at Walthamstow, Queens Road. Leaving Walthamstow, Queens Road, our next stop is Leyton, Midland Road. And we have 30 seconds on this timing, so we're going to try to push this one a little bit. Already into a level 6, and now moving into a full throttle. If we can get up to 45, we might make up some time. We only have a mile to go. We don't have to arrive for a good 2 minutes. Which is why getting up to as close as we can to the speed limit is important right now, because we're still at a pace where we would be late at this moment. The uphill is not exactly helping. Coming up on half a mile away with 1 minute to make our stop. I am getting up to the speed limit. A little bit late in the proceedings, but I'm getting there. So I slowed down a little early just to make sure we can make our stop without overshooting. That would be ideal. Very, very small platform. I am going to overshoot. This is not ideal. Very slight overshoot. I don't have time to back up this time. I'm not going to risk it, so I'm just going to go ahead and open the back doors. You didn't hear the noise because you didn't hear our doors on the front open. Arrival at Leyton Midland Road, Platform 2. As you can see, simulator trumps realism. Those doors could have opened. I was only about 2 inches past the end of the platform on the driver's crab. Anyway, leaving Leyton Midland Road, Platform 2. We're leaving now for our next stop, Leytonstone High Road. We're about as close to on schedule as we're going to get right now. So you can see the next station coming up, 2/3 of a mile away. might stop at 40 miles per hour for this part of the run. Maybe not. I have a little bit of room. But now I'm going to stop it because I have to lower the throttle completely. So putting a small brake application on. I'm going to move a bigger one on now to get down to 30 before we enter the platform, or we're going to be in trouble. Actually, I need to bring it down a little quicker now, so there we go. A little bit of an extra spice down there. We're going to abandon part of the platform. Since we do see platform, let's get our speed down now so we don't overdo it this time. That, again, would be ideal. Staying at level 1 brake for a moment. In fact, I'm going to take the brakes off completely because I slowed down a little early. But now I'm going to start putting the brakes on again. We are in the platform. We can stop. Arrival at Leytonstone High Road, platform 2. Leaving Leytonstone High Road, our next stop is Wanstead Park. We're getting into the final 4 stops of the journey now. You may remember the outbound journey heading away from Barking. Now we're getting to the stations leading up to Barking. There's stop number 10, Wanstead Park. Then we have Woodgrange Park. Then we have Barking. No Barking Riverside, unfortunately. Again, this route predates the creation of that track. I believe it opened the last year or two, if I remember correctly. Would love to see this covered in the workshop to add the Barking Riverside, but I don't know if we have the trains that head down there. I don't remember what train actually services it. I want to say it's a 710, which we don't have in Train Sim Classic at this time. So adding Barking Riverside would probably do no good for that perspective. Just having it on the map as a track would be enough at this point. But not necessarily going all the way to the station, since we shouldn't be traveling there. I think I started applying the brakes a little early here. We have another 40 seconds to make our stop. We've got a third of a mile to go. Timings are all 0-0, which helps the player very nicely here. Putting on a level 3 brake at this time. This might stay within the platform. I had a little lag there. Yeah, this is staying in the platform. Not a problem. Arrival at Wanstead Park, platform 2. Only about 9 seconds late. That's acceptable. Leaving Woodgrange Park, our next... let me try that again. Leaving Wanstead Park, our next stop is Woodgrange Park. I got those reversed. In another abandoned part of the Wanstead Park platform, no longer in use. Leaving at a 40-mile-per-hour speed limit. And yes, that abandoned part of the platform is where the signal is, of course, so that can be challenging for signal maintenance purposes, but meh. We're getting a warning for something. So we're in a 40, entering a 45, we're getting warned for a 30. Why have the 45? I'm not going to be using it. We're on a downhill, so that's going to impact our braking on a train with weak brakes as it is. Having to use the step 2 brake to get down for the 30 is vital in that stretch. We are down to our required force. But again, because of the downhill, I put the brakes on a little early there. The downhill is now coming to an end, or at least minimizing. We still have 20 seconds before we're actually required to stop. We are joining another line now heading to Barking. I'm wondering if this is a C2C line that now exists in this area nowadays. This could be the C2C line. Very, very possible. And there we are, arrival at Woodgrange Park, platform 2. We'll check that in a second. Leaving Woodgrange Park, our final stop is Barking. And taking a quick look at the map, there indeed is the line that just joined us. That's the line that goes through Manor Park, and it comes from over here. So it does come from the Stratford area. So that's the line coming through Stratford, makes a few stops and rejoins our line. So I don't know 100% the services that take advantage of that, but there are obviously stations here, so they could exist. Services continuing past Stratford would be able to go this way. So we have a speed limit of 25 miles per hour up ahead. Let's also remember this time that we might get emergency stopped if we come in too quickly, but at least it's only 1 point for every second that's going on. So we have the 8 points we can give up. I just don't want to have to stop early in the platform. So let's try to avoid that if we can. There's our warning for a yellow signal, a double yellow I believe that is. That makes things even more challenging because we know 2 signals from now is a red signal. We are not cleared for entry into the platform as of yet. Our arrival time is 13:58 and 15 seconds. So I need to start slowing down for the 25 in a moment anyway. I think the line might have cleared. It looks like we now have the track open. Let's see if we actually are able to proceed past a double yellow coming up. If so, we're good to go. It is, of course, yellow. Note that is a single yellow with a junction indicator. That means the next signal could still be red. We need to be ready to stop. Again, our stop is in 135 seconds. Going to bring the speed back up to 25 because we need to maintain a little closer to our speed limit here. There's our junction. You can see all the main lines continuing. We have a bit of a downhill here, so I'm going to try to keep it under 25 so I don't speed. Logical reason if you ask me. I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down for the station because we have to be wary of the emergency brake panel on the terminus. Is that a green signal? That can't be a green signal. That is a green signal. Oh, we have a yellow. Sorry, the green is for the other line. Got it. Oh, I don't want to brake here. No. I had the wrong memory there of what I just did. So yeah, we do have a single yellow aspect. It has to be a single yellow aspect because we are at the end of the line. It cannot be a green. You can see indeed there are only two lights, yellow and red. There's no socket for green on that panel. I'm down to 12, which is a good start. Gonna bring it down a little more as we enter. I'm down to 10. That should not trigger any panels. We'll take the train in as far as we can before we open the doors. (13:58:15) is our time of stopping. We can push it a few seconds here, so I'm going to push it a few seconds. But the buffer is beyond the platform, so we're not going all the way to the buffer. In fact, if we do, we would be marked as missing the platform. So I'm going to just stop right here. We're not going to go all the way to the buffer, which is up there. And let's go ahead and open the doors. Arrival at Barking, platform number 1, the terminal platform, as we finish this service. It may just be me, but this looks like a safety violation. Doesn't it look like one to you? This is a parking lot overlooking the train track with no railing or anything stopping someone from falling onto the track. That does not seem like a safe setup here. In any case, that's the end of the scenario. 2 scenarios. We did the back and forth to Gospel Oak and back, and we arrived in one piece in both locations. We didn't split up somewhere. So, well done, driver. What a pleasant run. Well, except for the little bit of lag here and there. Yeah, that was not bad. So, yeah, let's go to our scoring screen, and I think this time we have perfect with no penalties. Let's take a look. And the pleasant run concludes with another achievement, cruising eastbound. As I called last scenario, I knew it was going to be a cruising eastbound achievement. So, there we go. We needed 950 points just to unlock that achievement. If we did not get 950, if we got 949, we failed that achievement. So, one stop being late would be enough to cause our significantly late. If we were to miss that last stop by a significant mark, we would not have our 950 achievement there. So that is probably one of the higher point totals I've seen, except for the extreme goal, which was a 1,000. And I think the other two are probably like that as well in the Extreme Easter series. Yeah, we have both scenarios done. We're going to move on to something else. I've been delaying showing off the something special I've wanted to show off, but I want to go back to America next week. So I think Tuesday is probably a good time to try to get that something special done before moving to the other route I want to do. What I'm thinking of doing is the Northeast Corridor. That's the next one I have on my mind. We'll come back to the Bristol Dexter scenarios in the future because I have to repair one of the scenarios. I already mentioned to Thomas from Just Trains, and he said send a ticket and it can be looked at. I'm going to see if I can fix it myself in the meantime. Maybe that'll just be sufficient because I've already identified the problem and I think I can fix the problem. So I'm going to look into that and see if it can be fixed. I may have to repair other scenarios by Just Trains as well. If so, I'll deal with that. Comes with the territory of playing scenarios that are 10 years old when dispatcher changes have been done. So, what can you do? Nothing you can do about it. You have to fix them if you want to play them. And, because I know that they're busy on their Train Sim World route as well, which I believe in chat circles is something to do with Blackpool. I don't know if the conclusion has been made on that, but I've seen a lot of different theories on where that could be going. But there is a lot of theory on Blackpool being part of the route because there's been some pictures showing that area. So people are very certain it's a Blackpool route of some sort. I can't obviously say anything beyond that, but I know they're really busy working on finishing that route. There's been no announcement as to its release yet, so they're knee-deep in that right now, and I don't think fixing old scenarios is really on their agenda for at least a couple months. But hence why I want to try and fix it myself and see if I can get it working. Maybe that'll help a little bit. But in the meantime, I hope you do have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is for your part of the world. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel. And I do hope to see you next time for more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. I'm Cyclone. Bye-bye.